Hi everyone, and thanks for joining us today for another installment of our social recruiting webinars. Today we'll be covering the similarities and differences to recruiting on Facebook and LinkedIn. All other webinars in this series are recorded and posted on our website at employers.identified.com/events. I'm Jennifer Picard, the Product Marketing Director here at Identified, and I'm joined by Eric Kostelnik, our VP of Sales.
Hi, everybody.
Identified Employer Solutions are Facebook recruiting solutions for the social employer. Our solutions include a job posting app for your Facebook company or career page, a Facebook sourcing tool that helps you professionalize personal Facebook connections and search through existing networks, and a Facebook advertising to drive targeted talent to your job postings and build your talent community. Today's webinar should last about 30 minutes with 15 at the end for a Q&A session, so please ask your questions throughout the webinar by typing them into the Q&A box to your right. Today we're talking about some of the similarities and differences to recruiting on Facebook versus recruiting on LinkedIn. Facebook is the world's leading personal social network, while LinkedIn rules the roost amongst professional networks. However, both networks have changed drastically over the past year. Actually, Facebook has changed pretty drastically over this past week, to be incredibly honest. We did this presentation about 5 weeks ago, and everything has changed on the Facebook front. So really exciting stuff here to talk about today. But just to summarize, Facebook's adopted a more business-friendly and professional approach, while LinkedIn is increasingly transforming to add a more personal touch. Now, as the two networks become increasingly similar, we're here today to discuss how the two compare for social recruitment. We're going to start off with some quick social recruitment stats, demographics of Facebook and LinkedIn users, the privacy settings of each network, and finally, how each tool compares to help you find, connect with, and hire top talent.
Hey, Jen, I got something real quick. I'm sure everybody has seen the new timeline feature on Facebook, and as we consult with our clients and prospects on how to leverage the Facebook platform for recruiting, a lot of you have had questions in regards to the new setup, the new way the tabs are set up. Of course, our product called Talent Link is a job posting app that we have on our clients' pages. That has changed a bit just on the viewing perspective. But most importantly, I think everybody is just a little bit afraid of change and afraid of the changes that are going on. We want to make sure that we're dispelling some of the challenges that you have in the new timeline and for your corporate page and for your career page, and really help you devise a strong strategy for the new changes. Because a lot of what they're doing is actually going to be very beneficial for you, and this includes some additional new advertising tools and ways to actually target an audience, specifically candidates, on the Facebook platform. And what Identified is doing is really trying to come up with ways in order to help you target this audience and achieve your recruiting goals. But we want to take it from a high level and to get more detailed. If you have any detailed questions about some challenges that you're running into, feel free to go ahead and email us at salesteam@identified.com, and we'd be happy to get back to you on that.
Cool, thanks, Eric. Also wanted to point out, in the next 2 weeks, we'll have an update on the Facebook timeline and what it means for the brand pages, because they are making that a requirement for everybody as of March 30th. So we'll go ahead and send out an email with an invitation once we get that one scheduled. But we've had quite a few questions around it already, and we just wanted to address them all in one big forum, basically, for you guys. So now let's just go ahead and jump into some of the quick stats on Facebook so that we can see where potential job candidates have social profiles. So, while LinkedIn has been the social recruitment network of choice thus far, a 2011 Forrester study makes it clear that it's not an adequate social recruitment strategy on its own. Only 28% of U.S. social media users are on LinkedIn. In contrast, 96% of U.S. adults who use social networking sites are on Facebook. The most notable stat is that no age group dips below 95% for Facebook, while LinkedIn really follows more of a bell curve, which maxes out at 35% for the 32 to 45-year-old age group. So as you can see, Facebook is sort of the network for all generations, while LinkedIn kind of peaks at Generation X here. So what we're seeing here is really a disconnect between where potential job candidates spend their time and where recruiters are spending their time trying to find them. Now, this is a ComScore infographic that was published a couple days ago, and it talks about the average minutes per visitor to social media sites in January. It shows that the average Facebook user spent 405 minutes, which is nearly 7 hours, on the site in January, compared to LinkedIn's average visitor spending only 17 minutes. So 405 minutes for Facebook, 17 minutes a month for LinkedIn. And this is because people don't go on LinkedIn or update their profiles regularly unless they're looking for a job. So Facebook, on the other hand, shows that 50% of users log in every single day. That's because Facebook is where they go to chat with friends, to get their news, and now we're finding that they're going on Facebook also to find jobs. So it's really no wonder that people are spending more time on Facebook than any other site. Facebook is the largest human database of all time, with 845 million users now, compared with only 150 million on LinkedIn. Out of the 155 million U.S. Facebook users, nearly 60% are between 18 and 34 years old. LinkedIn actually does not require birthday information, so it's difficult to compare apples to apples, but it is common knowledge that LinkedIn is not widely used by the younger generation, which is why they've recently revamped their profiles for students by adding sections for their projects, honors, awards, and courses. So they're really trying to get more of that demographic on there. But as of June, LinkedIn only had 15.5 million worldwide members that are students or have graduated in the past 3 years. That's the worldwide number. Facebook has 4 times that amount in the United States alone. So to contrast, though, LinkedIn boasts they have executives from all 2011 Fortune 500 companies as members, which is a figure that we're not seeing on the Facebook stats page.
One thing to think about as well, folks, is that 89% of all recruiters out there use the LinkedIn platform. And as you can see by their now public release on revenue of last year, which they approximately doubled their revenue year over year last year in 2011, and their guidance this year is looking to be about $860 million, which is almost double what they did last year. So the fact is that the organization, although they're slating that their user group is growing by leaps and bounds here, and I think they're quoting to say that there's every second there's a new LinkedIn member joining. You have to realize that based on those revenue projections, there's going to be a super saturation of recruiters out there using the platform, and you're going to find that platform over the next year is going to decrease in deliverability of the emails that you're sending, or the in-mails, as well as the searching functionalities. We believe that without a strong Facebook strategy to start tapping into the 18 to 34-year-olds on Facebook, using tools like Identified, you're going to be putting yourself at risk potentially at the end of this year and next year if you're leveraging LinkedIn at a high amount. So it's always important to keep those things in mind when looking at your strategy here for this year and next.
Great, thanks, Eric. So basically the data on this slide suggests that LinkedIn might be the network of choice to recruit executives and more experienced hires, but Facebook is really where it's at if you're looking to find the entry and the mid-level candidates that prefer to do their personal and professional networking from a single platform. So if you really want to reach this younger demographic, it's time to start networking on Facebook like you do on LinkedIn. Many recruiters use their LinkedIn profile to promote job openings, to ask for referrals, to connect with candidates. And you can actually include about 600 characters and choose whether to share your postings with everyone who views your profile or just your connections. Your posting can then be shared to your Twitter account, which is a really great integration feature. It's curious that they haven't integrated with Facebook as well, but I think they kind of see them as a threat, honestly. So it's interesting, but not happening at this point. So the advantage to using LinkedIn over Facebook profile for recruitment has been that LinkedIn allows you to keep your professional connections on that site, separate from your personal ones that are mostly on Facebook at this point. So Facebook actually, they've heard you and they've responded. So they've ramped up their privacy settings so that you can use your Facebook profile for professional networking. So this slide is an example of what Facebook's privacy settings can do to make your profile appropriate for professional use. The screenshot on the left is what my best friend sees when she looks at my profile. It includes all of my pictures and wall posts, my relationship status, my friend list, and other personal information that I wouldn't necessarily want to share with job candidates. If you look at the screenshot to the right, this is what job candidates see on my profile. So it includes work and education information, mutual friends but not the rest of my friends, public wall posts, and posts I share to just my job candidates list. I also have a list set up for friends, family, and coworkers so I can keep them separate from one another and choose which parts of my profile each can see. Now that I can separate my personal and professional connections on a single platform, I can use my Facebook profile for recruiting like I would with LinkedIn. So I would recommend that everybody add your candidates as connections, start sharing jobs on your profile, and start asking for referrals. This screenshot shows how I can utilize my job candidates list to promote job openings on my Facebook profile. Just a side note here, if you don't know how to create lists, I would recommend checking out our How to Recruit on Facebook webinar. We did it 2 weeks ago, and the recording is up on our website at employers.identified.com/events. And we'll actually do, it's a live screen share to show you step-by-step how to create a list. So once that's been done, we can get to this point here. So I've typed in my message. I've selected my job candidates list to ensure that friends and family don't receive this message. This is a really serious advantage over LinkedIn, which makes you send personal status updates to your entire network, whether they're job candidates, coworkers, or family. Facebook also allows you to enter up to 60,000 characters, which is 100 times the character limit of LinkedIn. So you can be as detailed as you'd like with your job posting. I would like to say as a disclaimer that I would not actually recommend reaching the full 60,000 character limit. That takes up quite a bit of space in your users' news feeds and on your own timeline. I think it's roughly the size of 1/9 of a novel. So it's a pretty massive amount, and you can lose interest really quickly there. So I'd really suggest having just a quick job description and linking to either your Facebook job posting application for the full description or to your career website. So now that we've discussed recruiting through your personal profiles, we're going to open up a quick poll. I'm interested in seeing what everybody thinks about recruiting with your personal profile. So do you use or plan to use your personal profiles on Facebook or LinkedIn to recruit? So either Facebook, LinkedIn, both, or neither would be great answers. And then the second question, does Facebook or LinkedIn win the showdown for recruiting with personal profiles? So this is your own opinion. If you think it's Facebook, let us know. If you think it's LinkedIn, great. And if you think it's a tie, go ahead and just put in those results. Following the poll, we'll go ahead and share the results with everybody, just so you can see what everyone else is doing this year. But we are kind of seeing this change a little bit each time we do this webinar. We've done a couple of other studies during the webinars and with our clients and with our prospects, and we've seen that a lot of recruiters are reducing their use of LinkedIn this year and increasing their use of Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, all these other great new tools that are coming out, just in the interest of getting onto a network that's a little less saturated with recruiters. So how are we doing with this poll, Lizzie? Is everybody still answering? Go ahead and wrap it up in just a few minutes. It looks like we're still getting a couple of answers here. All right, so let's go ahead and close this poll, and we'll share it with everybody. It looks like LinkedIn is what everybody's recruiting with right now, 53%, 32%, and then 15% on Facebook. And we didn't get an answer from 32. So thank you, everybody, for responding to this poll. Let's go ahead and
53% and 15%.
Yeah, so 53% are using LinkedIn, 15 are recruiting with Facebook, and then 32% didn't answer.
Okay.
So what you're seeing now is Identified's career page. Facebook allows you to set up a page that's separate from your marketing page so that your messages aren't competing for attention. With a Facebook page, it's free to post jobs, pictures, videos, and whatever else you'd like. Facebook just announced the timeline layout you can see here for brand pages last Wednesday, which goes into effect for everyone at the end of March. Like I said earlier, it's March 30th. Everybody gets this. You can actually sign up for it now if you'd like, and if you're interested in learning how, go ahead and shoot us over an email, sales@identified.com, and we'll show you how. Facebook's added several features that they believe will boost engagement for your fans. For example, you can now pin and star your page posts to make them more noticeable on your timeline. Pinning a post means that you can choose a post that will stay at the top of your timeline for an entire week, so you will have to remember to change this every 7 days. This is a great place to post one of your more important jobs or perhaps an award you've received as an employer. So if you're on the top growing employers list or the best places to work for, that's definitely earns you some bragging rights, and you should pin that to the top of your Facebook page. You can also star a post, which will increase its size across the entire width of your timeline, making it easier to spot. My recommendation would be to keep which posts you star pretty consistent, so maybe either always star your job postings or always star your employment branding articles. But either way, I would definitely take advantage of this great feature to show off some of your more important posts. Facebook has also made apps easier to see by placing them right under the cover photo and giving them icons. You can rearrange the order in which your apps are shown and customize the icon and the text that identify them. Apps are something that are unique to Facebook and cannot be found on LinkedIn. However, a job posting app is really similar to the career tab on your LinkedIn company profile. It allows you to keep all of your jobs in one location, making it easy for candidates to find and apply for your open positions. Identified does offer a free 7-day trial of our job posting app called Talent Link, which can act as an ATS to collect resumes for smaller companies or can integrate with your existing ATS. It also pushes all of our jobs to aggregators, including Indeed and Simply Hired, as well as to our Facebook page, Twitter feed, and LinkedIn page to increase visibility. Let us know in the chat box if you'd like to sign up for a free trial. With a Facebook career page, I can also get recommendations from current and past employees. All of this varied content encourages users to interact with my page by liking it, commenting on it, sharing it with friends, and all of that posts a notification to my friends' wall and pushes the content out to their friends' news feeds, effectively increasing my reach and helping me grow my talent community. Facebook's recently updated Insights, their analytical tool, now shows you how many people your message is reaching and what kinds of content are the most effective so that you can optimize your posts. So I definitely recommend taking a look at that tool. And once again, if you need help learning how to use it, feel free to reach out. LinkedIn also has company pages with a career tab and an analytical tool. Now, this is our company page on LinkedIn. As you can see, there's not as much room for creativity here. And they've kind of copied Facebook's company pages a little, the older version, by adding in status updates and the ability to like, share, and comment on them. So this is what I was talking about earlier, where LinkedIn is trying to become a little bit more personal and Facebook is becoming a little more professional. This is one of the changes that we've seen lately. The big difference with the LinkedIn page is that it does not allow you to keep a separate career page for free like you can do with Facebook. So you either have to share your company page with your marketing department, or you have to pay an extra fee for job postings and or premium career page in which you can add employment videos, pictures, etc. If you're going to use your LinkedIn company page for recruiting, I'd really suggest spending the money on the career tab to make sure your messaging is targeted. Customers don't want to be bombarded with your job postings, and candidates don't want to be bombarded with promotional information. You can get around this by using LinkedIn groups, which we'll get to in just a minute, but first let's take another poll. So recruiting with company pages, who wins the showdown? Facebook, LinkedIn, both, neither. And then let's also see if anybody on this call is already using or planning to use Facebook or LinkedIn career pages. So we can just get a couple more answers in here. Looks like people are still looking. That's fantastic. Thanks so much for your input, everybody. This is really cool to share with everyone. So you can see as a group what everybody's doing, planning to do, and who thinks, you know, if you're not using these tools, it's great to see what other people think is the better solution, or if you should be using both of these, which obviously I would recommend. The more places you are in the social world, the easier it is to find your top candidates.
I'm going to go ahead and announce, and I'll do this a few times during this call just to make sure everybody gets the feedback, but we're actually in the process right now of choosing some beta clients for our sourcing tool, our Facebook sourcing tool called ProSearch. ProSearch is actually in the process of getting revamped, and we're actually letting on some select beta clients in order to use the product and be a part of our client testing. This opportunity is going to be open here and coupled with the job posting tool on Facebook, Talent Link. And if you are interested in that, please go ahead and shoot us a message, and we'd be happy to get a sales rep in touch with you to talk about that beta program. But if you are looking at advancing your Facebook strategy for recruiting, we'd be happy to get you a part of this new beta client testing group. So.
Thanks, Eric. So the results have been shared with everybody. So it looks like the question is, anybody on this call already using or planning to use these company pages? 16% are using LinkedIn, 13% using Facebook, 7% neither. Shame on you people who is not using these company pages. It's a great free resource. I'd highly recommend jumping on. We got quite a few no answers too, but in terms of who you think wins the showdown, looks like Facebook is the winner. So 29% said Facebook wins the showdown, 24% said LinkedIn, 11% said both, 4% said neither. So great results here. It looks like everybody's kind of getting a good grasp of how to use these different tools. Like I said, both these pages, LinkedIn and Facebook, are free to use. So definitely jump on board, give it a shot. If you find that it's something that doesn't work for you, then at least you gave it a try. So now let's go ahead and talk about groups. Groups are a great way to find and engage with talent that hold particular interests, and you can use them to join discussions, post jobs, and ask for referrals. If you don't find exactly what you're looking for, you can always start your own. So this screenshot here is a Facebook group for software engineers to interact with one another. There are also groups for marketing people, sales people, and so on. You may also want to look for interest groups. For example, a bike manufacturer could look for biking groups, and a nonprofit could look for volunteer groups. LinkedIn also has about 1 million groups, but limits you to joining 50. You can use groups to post jobs to targeted candidates or to source candidates with interests that align with your company or open position. You may also start your own group, which would allow you to post jobs and send emails to all members. This, of course, isn't what groups were intended to do, but it's a nice workaround to get a free job board on LinkedIn. What you're seeing here is a group we just started to discuss Facebook recruitment. If you'd like to join, just search Recruiting with Facebook and add yourself. This group consists of recruiting professionals that have an interest in Facebook recruitment. One of the great things about LinkedIn groups is the included statistics, which focus on 3 areas: demographics, growth, and activity to help you understand your group better. These are available to all members. They were actually built for the members of the group, not for the group managers. So I definitely recommend checking these out. They allow you to see information about group members' seniority level, their function, their location, and the industry. So this information can help you decide which groups to focus on for specific job openings. For example, a group with a high percentage of senior level professionals would be a good place to find experienced hires. If you haven't joined any groups on Facebook or LinkedIn yet, you should try it out. It's free on both sites. You may find, however, that many groups don't get much engagement, just a lot of broadcasting. So to avoid being a broadcaster, you should try to take 5 minutes each day to leave a few comments in each of your groups to get discussions going and start forming relationships. Then you can send a private message to an individual group member when you want to discuss a potential job opportunity. LinkedIn will let you do this for free, as will Facebook. On LinkedIn, you can do it as long as you share a group with that member. On Facebook, they pretty much allow you to message anybody that has that option open, so if they haven't blocked it on their privacy settings. So let's go ahead and take another poll now. Is anybody on this call already using or planning to use Facebook or LinkedIn groups? So Facebook, LinkedIn, both, or neither? And who do you think wins the showdown for recruiting with groups? So go ahead and get some of these options in here.
My guess is that the majority, before we get any answers, the majority of you are using LinkedIn groups. I've been in the recruitment advertising industry for about 5 years now, and going on 6. So I'm still fairly young in the industry comparative to some of those of you that have, 20-year experience and experience within those stacks of resumes on your desk, actual stacks of resumes on your desk. So, but what I've found over the last 5 years is that LinkedIn groups have been an incredible resource for people to post free jobs, and I'm not sure how long they're going to have that functionality available, but I would say that probably one of the biggest underpenetrated areas is groups on Facebook. I also think it's kind of hard to find those groups as well. Facebook doesn't do a very good job with giving you search functionalities to seek out groups or recommendations on groups that are forming in regards to your professional background. So, and that's just based on the social nature of it. So it might take a while for you to find those groups within Facebook, although those are already established within LinkedIn. As Facebook goes through this IPO process that's going to happen here this year, you can bet that more opportunities for revenue generation are going to be created by that platform in order to support, reporting to the shareholders. That being said, I think what you're going to start seeing is greater search functionality and greater recommendations when it comes to professional actions on that platform, and they'll continue to support growth of partners like Identified to help source through the candidates. Obviously, Facebook itself is not a strong sourcing tool. So, Jen?
Great. So the results are in. Eric, you were right. Most people are using LinkedIn, 51%. 11% are using both, and 4% on Facebook. I think that's a pretty good indication that Facebook's not really great with their groups so far. I personally don't use them either. LinkedIn is really great for that. So I think everybody agrees that LinkedIn wins the showdown here. But people do like to use them. If you have had success with using these groups, if you could just share some of those results with us, that would be fantastic. Type them into the chat box, and we can share those on future webinars with everybody. But for now, let's move on to talking about advertising on both of these platforms. So both Facebook and LinkedIn offer advertising solutions, which can be a great way to find job candidates by targeting your ads to the exact users you want to reach. LinkedIn allows you to choose your audience based on location, company, title, group, gender, age. This makes it really easy to find candidates from your competitors. So you can pay per click or per 1,000 impressions, set a daily spend limit, and it's really super easy to budget your ad campaigns. Same goes for Facebook. So while Facebook will not let you target by title, you can target by your interests and education level in addition to the filters offered by LinkedIn. Facebook users are providing detailed information and news about their own interests, hobbies, education, and activities throughout the day, and Facebook allows advertisers to use that information to target very specific groups of people. Advertisers can show their advertisements based on education, location, interests, and can specifically target those that like a competitor's page. Facebook made some recent changes to their ads, which allows them to show up in several different places. So the news feed has always been available with sponsored stories, but now you can also show up in the mobile news feed. So I think it's something like 50% of users log in through their mobile phone, and now advertisements are showing up in that news feed. And the ads also show up on the right side of the user's screen, on the logout screen, and as offers. Just like LinkedIn, you can choose cost per click or cost per impressions and set a daily budget. So let's go ahead and do our poll on advertising so we can see which platform are you using or do you plan to use for advertising, Facebook, LinkedIn, both or neither, and who wins the showdown for recruiting with ads, Facebook, LinkedIn, or a tie. So go ahead and get those results in, and then we'll go ahead and share those with you in just a couple minutes here. Since we are getting close to running over, I'm just going to go ahead and get right on with the presentation while everybody's answering, and we'll share those results in just a couple minutes. So while advertising is a great way to get people to come to you, what if you want to search for passive candidates? As many of you know, LinkedIn Recruiter allows you to source candidates from their database of 150 million users. You can sort through results with filters and message up to 50 candidates per month. The 50 message limit is actually a good thing as LinkedIn has become super saturated with recruiters and users are less apt to respond to messages if they're being bombarded by them. LinkedIn will credit you back for messages that are not responded to, so you actually receive 50 responses, not just being able to send 50 messages. Now, this tool has always had a major advantage over Facebook, which does not have a candidate search engine built in. And that's because Facebook is primarily focused on user-to-user interactions, and it's been thought that Facebook probably won't be venturing into the recruitment market, at least not anytime soon. So to fill this need, Identified has created a search engine which allows you to find candidates from Facebook's 845 million members. It's a really large number here, so let's go ahead and show you how you can search those 845 members with Identified. So we have a free tool at identified.com which allows users to search through their first-degree connections and identified users. We've indexed over 202 million Facebook profiles, made them professionally relevant, and given them a score so you can see who the top candidates are. Basic sorting and filtering are enabled, and I'd really suggest everybody sign up for this so you can see who you may be able to find as a referral hire. So what you're seeing on the screenshot actually is our paid tool, ProSearch. This is our Facebook sourcing tool, which allows you to search through Facebook profiles with advanced filtering, ranking, and relevance. So unlike the free tool, we allow you to search by location, graduation year, industry, and much more. Also, unlike the free tool, you can download resumes, message candidates, and see how you're connected to each candidate through your company's employees. If you'd be interested in a demo, please let us know. We've just launched a beta program, and we're offering ProSearch and TalentLink for 4 months. If you're interested in learning more, go ahead and write us a note in the chat box, and one of our account executives will follow up with you today.
So just to give everybody a quick rundown of that beta program as well, we have ProSearch for 5 seats for the 4 months, which will show you pretty much the tool itself, the integrations that we're making, and the changes that we're making. It'll give you and your team the ability to actually give us feedback and help us integrate, some new changes that are needed into the tool. What we're also offering with those five C's is Talent Link, which Jen's about to talk about, which allows you to post jobs on your Facebook profile. We do integrate with your ATS, and we allow reporting on that platform, which allows you to see where those candidates are coming from and really helping you leverage the existing network that's on Facebook. But we do have this special offer here over the next month, and we will be selecting those beta clients here moving forward over the next couple weeks.
Great, so let's do a quick overview of Talent Link for those of you that might be interested in this beta program so you can see what it does. Talent Link's our job posting app. It allows you to post jobs right onto your Facebook page. It will integrate with your ATS, or you can manage your jobs and candidates straight from within the app. All jobs posted are pulled by Indeed, Simply Hired, Juju, Jubal, and helps you increase your views and drive candidates to your Facebook page. We found that most of our clients that use this have actually also seen an increase in their page likes as a result of their jobs going out all over the Identified Partnership Network. So as I mentioned earlier, we do offer a 7-day trial of Talent Link, which would be separate from the beta program. So you can choose to just test this out, or you can do both. You can see for yourself how easy it is to get started with Facebook recruiting. Our final tool is called Job Reach. It helps you build your talent community and drive applications to your job postings with targeted advertising. So we talked a little bit about advertising on Facebook earlier. The trick to really be successful is to have multiple ad variations and to consistently change those ads to keep them fresh for your candidates. And since this can be a really difficult process to manage if you're not familiar with advertising or if you have several positions, we've developed the solution to help our clients out there. So we actually manage the entire process for you so you don't have to worry about what kinds of ad variations you want to do, how you're testing them. All you have to worry about is finding the candidates and interviewing them. Pretty easy. So you can promote a specific job, a career event, your Facebook page, or your own website with a custom message and call to action. Now the really cool thing about Facebook ads is that relevant actions from the viewer's friends will automatically be shown to build your word-of-mouth awareness.
A lot of you are asking questions in regards to can you do this yourself? And you can absolutely advertise through the existing Facebook platform yourself. What we do here with Job Reach is we couple the Talent Link job postings with the Facebook advertising platform, and it actually advertises your job openings on your Facebook page out to your target audience on the Facebook platform. So what we're doing with Job Reach is not anything new, but coupled with Talent Link and actually promoting job postings to a targeted audience through the Facebook platform is different. And you'll find that we're only one of 2 organizations in the world that currently does that for you. So if you're interested in that, please go ahead and reach directly out to us.
Okay, so let's do a quick summary here. The results are in for the Social Recruitment Showdown. It looks like a lot of people are using both Facebook and LinkedIn. LinkedIn was the obvious winner for groups. I didn't actually see who won the advertising here. What does it look like? Advertising, people prefer LinkedIn slightly, so 27% said LinkedIn, 20% said Facebook. They obviously both have their pluses and minuses. 15% said neither, 10% said both. It looks like most people are using LinkedIn right now, a few people using Facebook. So it looks like some of you aren't currently using them but are planning to in the future, which is really great. Taking advantage of these tools can really help you reach a whole new audience that you haven't been able to reach before. So just a quick summary of why you should use Facebook. Facebook's great for finding Generation Y. They have a free personal profile that you can use to post jobs. Your company career pages engage your talent community and provide a window into your corporate culture. There's a really high volume of users, 845 million users right now, with 50% logging in daily, and very low cost to start with a lot of these solutions. Some of them are even free, like your company pages, completely free to use. LinkedIn is really great for finding executives. To sign up for a free personal profile, I'm sure most of you already have that. To utilize your company page, possibly add on the career tab, and then their free groups are really great to use, either in addition to or instead of that career tab. Both networks are really great for active and passive recruiting and targeted ads. It looks like there's a slight preference toward LinkedIn there, but it was a pretty close tie there. So yeah, I think everybody's really great getting on board here with social recruitment. I wanted to thank everybody for joining us today. If you have any questions, please go ahead and type them into the Q&A box right now, and we'll get to them. Our next webinar, like I said before, will be on the Facebook timeline updates in 2 weeks on March 20th. We are currently reevaluating some webinar vendors at this time. We've had some problems with WebEx. If you've been on our webinars before, you may or may not have experienced those. So I hope everybody had a smooth webinar today. Sounds like we did. So once we get a new provider, we'll go ahead and send out the invitation for the Facebook timeline updates webinar, which will be in 2 weeks, and just help everybody get ready for the changes that are happening on March 30th. If you'd like to get started with this transition sooner, you can always reach out to us. We offer complimentary Facebook recruiting consultations. If you're interested in that, go ahead and type us a message in the chat box, and we'll follow up with you today. So let's get to some of those questions. What do we have, Lizzie?
Do you have a particular ATS that works better with Identified and your various tools?
So right now we integrate with almost all ATSs for Talent Link, and then ProSearch, like LinkedIn Recruiter, is currently a standalone product. It's a sourcing tool, much like LinkedIn Recruiter. So that is not integrated yet, but that is on the timeline horizon here for ProSearch. So to answer your question is, on the Facebook posting tool, we integrate with all ATSs, and then on the sourcing tool, we're moving forward with integrating that into the system right now.
Is there a disadvantage to just having a separate account on Facebook that is used exclusively for business and commercial purposes, separate from my personal account?
Having a separate account that you use for professional purpose is against the Facebook terms of use. A lot of people do utilize that feature to kind of keep separate accounts, and as far as I know, Facebook hasn't actually penalized anybody for doing it. But what they've tried to do to sort of make it so you don't feel the need to have two separate accounts is they set up those lists. So the best way is really to utilize the list so you don't have to manage two separate accounts. It puts everything in one place, which is the whole idea of just having one network, one account, one place that you go to for all of your personal and professional networking.
No, that's our position as well. I mean, you can't leverage if you have a separate business account and a separate personal account on Facebook. You know, what you're missing out is the network that you've built. And our position and recommendation would be that you become a professional when it comes to Facebook privacy settings that will allow you to use the platform professionally, and then professionally interpret your existing Facebook network with a tool like Identified, which will allow you to tap into that network and source through that network like some of the other tools that you're familiar with.
For recruiting younger generations, do you think Facebook or LinkedIn is the future?
We're definitely seeing that Facebook is the future for recruiting all generations. So at this point, the younger generations have built their entire network on Facebook. They've had it, my generation has had it since college. People younger than me have had it since high school. And this is the network that they have all of their friends and all of their family members on, and will continue to build up throughout their life. And they're not really seeing the value in creating a separate network on a separate professional network on a site like LinkedIn. So I think that going forward we'll see most people will continue just to have a presence on Facebook, although some will also go onto LinkedIn as well. It's a tool that I think marketers, salespeople, and recruiters are pretty much required to be on. Did you want to add anything to that, Eric?
Yeah. So the Facebook size today is the size of the internet in 2004. That fact alone would tell me that things are moving on a social media path, on an internet path, on an advertising path, to working off of that platforming or having that platform integrated with advertising on the net. And the strides that they're making to make the functionality of it be more professional and allow companies to start creating brands even more than what they had before and expose jobs and expose opportunities for consumers. That platform is what we're seeing things move towards. Now, this has been quite a shift over the last 3 years, I would say. And when I worked for one of the big boards over the last 4 years, before I came on board to Identified, we saw that there was, that the market share was being taken by LinkedIn from a recruiting standpoint. But the reason why I came over to Identified and we started developing tools around the Facebook platform is because we saw that it was easily scalable for Identified to develop tools that helped recruiters tap into the existing network of Facebook. And we saw that recruiters are more interested now with taking the spend that they have for recruitment advertising and diversing that spend away from LinkedIn Recruiter as well as away from the big boards to a percentage of that being devoted to Facebook. So the answer to that question is twofold. One, we believe that recruiters want to use a platform that will give them results, and job seekers want to leverage a platform where they already have the networks set up. So both of those things, both of those points make me think that Facebook is the generation for recruiting purposes for the 18 to 35-year-old range.
How does Google Plus factor into all of this since their recent entrance into this space?
Google Plus is an interesting topic. It's been pretty hotly debated, actually, and it's really difficult to say where they're going to go at this point. They haven't seen the growth that would have been expected from a network that had such a strong portfolio of brands behind it. So it's still up for grabs, I suppose, as to whether it'll be successful or not. At this point, I don't see a lot of engagement happening on the site, but Google is definitely trying their hardest to help that network expand and potentially take over LinkedIn. LinkedIn and Facebook. It's hard to say what the future holds for it, but it doesn't look very good for them right now, and they have had similar products fail in the past.
I'm interested in getting on board with the ProSearch beta. Who do I contact?
That's fantastic. You will contact us. You can either write us. Well, actually, we already have your information in our chat box, so we can just follow up with you. You can also email sales@identified.com. You can go on our website, fill out a form. Multiple ways to contact us. You can tweet me, Jen@Identified. There's so many ways to get a hold of us, I don't even think I could list them all right now, but we're just about anywhere you'd want to find us.
I can give my number as well. You can contact me on my office number at 415-399-1237, and that's Eric, and I'd be happy to get you involved with it.
All right, that looks like all the questions we have for today. If you have anything that wasn't addressed or anything you forgot to ask, go ahead and reach out to me directly. It's Jennifer@identified.com, and we'll look forward to seeing you all in our next webinar, March 20th, on the new Facebook timeline updates for brand pages. Thanks again for joining us. Have a great day, everyone.